I don't know what zone that is, but that's beautiful. Wait! 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 Is that my city? Is that my city? Ah! Can I fly yet? I can. I can. I need to, oh my. I need to just, oh my god. It's honestly really beautiful. And if I'm not, I'm tearing up. This is absolutely incredible. We have been waiting. I'm gonna turn this in a minute. We have been waiting for them to rebuild Silver Moon for so fucking long. And it's absolutely gorgeous. Silver Moon was always supposed to be this magnificent, giant fucking thing. And it was it was not, I'm sorry, I want to look at my people. I'm sorry. The Carth's eyes are on me. The city itself was quite literally torn in half when the Scourge came through, and I remember half of it just being covered in the Dead Scar and the Forsaken that were still around, and just absolutely obliterated. And Silver Moon itself was always my favorite city, and it was always the place that it was my favorite place to roleplay. It was my favorite place to go. And Silver Moon, I'm being a little emotional here when I say this, but my very first character was actually a mage on Alliance for a short period of time, but I never was like attached to the Alliance in the way that I was attached to the Horde. But when me and my ex switched from Alliance to Horde, we started playing as a paladin and as a priest, because I wanted to tank as a paladin and she wanted to heal as a priest. So we wanted to make sure we always had a tank and healer set up, you know, so anytime we group with friends, anytime we got into a dungeon, we would easily be able to just have a group. And it's a little bit of rage lore. So I played WoW with this person, and all of my memories of playing the game were always great, were always amazing. But Burning Crusade and Wrath still had a lot of negative emotions for me, because this game was associated with a very difficult period of my time in my life when I was a victim of domestic violence. So I had this was my escapism. But even still, as somebody who loved to write, as somebody who loved to roleplay, as somebody who just absolutely fell in love with the story of the elves and everything that they've been reborn through, everything that they've gone through, it's very important to me. And their connection to, you know, Alara, their phoenix, for example, you know, the phoenix is a symbol of rebirth for them, and it makes perfect sense because every time there's been some tragedy with the elves, the high elves, the blood elves, the void elves, blah blah blah, they've always, you know, rebuilt from the ashes over and over and over. And that's not to say other races don't do that, like certainly they do, but the aesthetics of the city, the story of everything was always really emotionally important to me, especially after I got out of that situation. And just seeing it now, seeing what this has become, is just the amount of work they put into redesigning this and fixing the city after like 20 years of it being destroyed. It literally brings tears to my eyes because this is gorgeous. I'm so happy with how this turns out. It's just fantastic. So I'm a little emotional. And if I remember, that's where the that's where the dead scar was. This right fucking here was where the dead scar was. Oh my god. Oh. This entire pathway was the dead scar. I mean, understandably, it's been a while, so it doesn't look like that anymore. But this was... Oh my... And then this is where it went into, Tranquillian. And then... They restored the Ghostlands too. The undead area. Everything was just dead and just dying, and this just... Oh my god. Seeing it change so much is just, it's I can't put it into words. I feel a little emotional. I also just kind of want to get this out there. Like I mentioned before, the majority of my time on WoW was playing on the Horde, and it was playing my Blood Elf Paladin. I'm very excited to be able to play that with Zed when Zed gets home. We're gonna be playing Horde together, so I will not be streaming that. It'll just be me and him and whatnot. But the thing that I want to express is, despite, I'm having a hard time putting it into words, so I'm sorry. As a survivor of domestic violence, there are certain things that just resonate with me. The restoration of this city and the decimated, you know, plagued lands outside of it is one of those things. And it's not because the game itself is tied in any way, shape, or form to that really difficult part of my life, but more in that it's a reminder that even like things like that scar on the land itself, on the zone itself, on Ghostlands, everything being dead and decayed, and the dead scar itself, and the restoration of the city. The game itself has given it enough time to heal, and it's emotionally charged to me as somebody who spent so many years in Silvermoon on my Blood Elf, and playing Burning Crusade, and playing Wrath, and playing Cataclysm. That's all I've ever known. But at the end of Cataclysm, I quit WoW because I left my abuser. And not only was it moving out of state and getting away from that danger and healing from that experience, in the last couple of months, like the last 6 months to a year that I was playing the game itself also started to not be enjoyable, because the things that we had established, where we had a role-playing guild sort of thing. So we had one side that was role-playing and one side that was PvE, and I as the raid leader handled doing the raids and doing the dungeons and stuff, and then my ex handled some of the roleplay stuff. But I'd always had my paladin have like this very noble set of like goals and everything like that. But in the last 6 months to a year, like, even being in the game was emotionally difficult for me, because it reminded me too much of my abuser. It reminded me too much of everything that I had fought away from, even after I left. Like, just, I quit the game for my own physical safety and my own emotional safety. And when I moved and I started, like, the next 2 years or so, I started playing other games and whatnot, I could never get back into WoW because it had such an effect on me. And I started playing Final Fantasy in that time, and that's how I actually met Zed. I mean, I don't think we played together on WoW. I think we eventually played together, but like, I'm pretty sure I met Zed in Final Fantasy. But regardless, like, I started living my life and whatnot. Um, but when Classic came around and there was these chances of playing content I never got to play, I'd always wanted to go back and continue because the game itself was enjoyable. I love the leveling experience. I love, the interaction with people. I love the dungeons. I love so much about the game itself, despite all the negativity that was tied to it. So being here and seeing the city and seeing them rebuild those two broken halves of that city and the scar that tore up the entire continent, essentially, it's very emotional. And it's such a silly little thing because, like, not everybody's gonna have my experience, so I understand that. But it's just breathtaking to see that and see, like, the game itself has healed since that time, and I have healed since that time. I'm in a much better place mentally. I'm in a much better place physically. I have amazing friends. I have an amazing husband, and I survived. Not all domestic violence survivors get the chance to actually get away. And my friends are detrimental to how I got out, or instrumental, I should say. So, irregardless of that, seeing it play out, seeing the care that went into restoring the monuments and the buildings and expanding it and making it not just be fixed but grow, it's absolutely breathtaking to me. And I understand that that's not something that everybody can kind of relate to, and it's not something that everybody, not everybody's been in my shoes, and I've not been in everybody else's shoes. I get that, but it's emotional in all the good ways. And I don't I don't usually get emotional about a game like this, but it's because of everything that it stood for and seeing it become better, seeing it, grow from the damage and grow from the scars and to heal the game, the city, the zone, everything is just, it's awe-inspiring, and it's absolutely breathtaking.